You ever lived in a country or a place and you felt they needed more holidays? Been in school or been at work and you thought, wow, I hear about this country's got all these holidays and we only got so much. I bring that up because as someone who's been to Canada quite a few times and been through there, I'm always amazed at how many holidays they get off, how many times they get and get to travel. And I said, boy, that must be nice to have that luxury to have so many holidays that you get to partake. And it's just one of those things where you just kind of scratch your head. How come if you live in certain countries or places, they don't have as many holidays? You just kind of like baffled by it. What would you do? And what's it like for you to live in a country that has X amount of holidays? Where do you like to go? Do you ever rub it in anyone's face that nah, 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 nah? We got 10 holidays to y'all five, you know, and coming up with holidays that you actually get paid for or you get acknowledged for. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that that is actually a real situation that it really, puts that in perspective. Because sometimes you can live in a place and it just seems like they're just not acknowledging you or they're not putting this in at all. And then it's just very telling. So it's like you pay all this money in taxes and you pay all this money in livelihood, but you can't really do nothing with it. You're just kind of like stuck, you're kind of like shrugging your shoulders to it. So it's kind of amazing how that all comes into view. But have you had that happen to you? Have you had a place where you were looking at another country and thought, oh, if I lived there, I would sure enjoy myself a lot more than what I've got here? The grass is always greener kind of sort of thing because sometimes you look on, you get a world almanac or some kind of a map, and it says that this place got all this time off, and they get all this, and they get to do all that. And you think, I wish I had it like that. How come I ain't got it like that? And that's the whys that we ask ourselves, and that's the how comes we ask ourselves, and we're just kind of like wishing upon a star that that would land for us, that it would make some sort of sense for us. And then when it doesn't happen, it doesn't hit, we're just feeling like disgruntled or mad about it. But it brings up an interesting point. It's an interesting thought, and it also has some countries have to pay more taxes, they have to pay more expenses. So sometimes that's the trade off. You don't think about it. But imagine that when you were growing up as a kid and you were going to school and you knew that you were going to get this time off and then that time off and they had this day and that was going to be acknowledged, you would think that everyone else would be connected. You think everybody would have that. You ask yourselves, in countries that are quote unquote more freer, why they got more time to celebrate, to have that perspective. It's just something that makes you kind of like wired as to how come it doesn't come off like that and the tangibles involved. But it's something that definitely played in my mind. Like, if you're in a country, you ever wonder why certain countries have more holidays or why they're able to do more with it and you're not, and you wish you were there, or you just trying to like, wow, that they can do this. And maybe it's about the population. It might be that they don't have the same kind of sanctions. It's just different things that come into view. So it's a lot to study and to be about, but it's an interesting question. And I just thought I would kind of reflect on that and see what kind of responses that are there. So please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like. Hit that membership because when you do the request you make, I get the videos back to you. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay well, stay woke, stay free, and always ask questions because you never know, someday it'll actually make sense. I'm out one time. Peace.